Hey folks, Cyrus Gold here, and I'm bringing you guys a little something here about running support Shaco. It's something I've started to do recently, and I've been actually enjoying it quite a lot. It's a little hard to put my finger on it, but there's just something about playing support Shaco that is so much fun and rather rewarding. Now, of course, when you think about support Shaco, you think, well, he doesn't really have any kind of CC, he's not very strong, he's really squishy, all that kind of stuff. But he actually has a surprising amount of utility in the primary form of his boxes, of course, which is pretty much what you want to kind of revolve your world around when you're playing support Shaco. Your boxes are such a versatile tool. You can use them to deny, like zone denial. You can use them preemptively, using them strategically, preventing ganks by placing them in the river, stacking a few up there. You can drop them on either side of the lane. You can control bushes pretty much entirely with them. You relegate your enemy to such a small area that they are comfortable to be in, and they don't want to leave that area for fear of being caught in a box and getting poked. So that has a lot of strong lane presence just right there, just by the boxes. Now, of course, you also have the shiv, which does some decent damage, and you have a nice little escape tool with the Q. Or you can use it to engage with, but that's not really something you want to do a whole lot as a support Shaco, mainly because you're either building AP, Bruiser, or full tank, and those are the three builds that can work on him pretty much. You really can't do AD because it's too expensive, and there's no way you can get enough to really make it worth it. Now, the AP Bruiser is kind of a well-rounded one. In that one, you can pretty much afford to get a Sightstone and stuff, which when I say that, you might think like, oh, I have no Sightstone. Well, actually, yeah, in a lot of the builds that I have for him, there's no Sightstone. Simply because the boxes grant so much vision almost all the time. They're kind of like having, a blue trinket in a way that, they're a ward that can be killed, but they're also stealth, so they're not really seen very much. And they hurt people back. Now, they only last for a minute, so it's like having the little yellow trinket ward up like every 15 seconds at first, then it drops down quite a bit. But yeah, it provides a lot of vision. And you can drop it just like a ward can. You can drop them over walls, you can make them really go further with the little trick about, drop them halfway through a wall so they'll go all the way through. And yeah, they follow the same rules as the wards for that. So in my AP build and my full tank build, I don't even grab Sightstone. I just build a full Face of the Mountain or a full Talisman of Ascension. Now, in my Bruiser build, I actually go for the Eye of the Oasis because, well, that one gives you more vision and stuff like that. The Bruiser build has some damage. It does fall off later game. Well, it actually falls off mid game, and then late game, it actually comes back and you have some decent damage. Because you do, you build cooldown reduction is the primary thing on all the builds. You rush that regardless. After the cooldown reduction, you then build more AP. So you start off with a little bit of AP, you go cooldown for cooldown reduction and stuff like that, then you get a little tanky, and then you get AP after that again for the Bruiser build. Full tank build, it's basically you're rushing cooldown reduction and then tankiness. Your damage starts off kind of high because, your AP Shaco in a way at first, because Rune Page and stuff has AP in it. So you start off strong, but you fall off gradually, and late game all you got is utility. Basically, it's you got a little bit of damage, but not much to really worry about. Maybe hurt squishies, but But you got lots of utility, full cooldown reduction, decent tankiness, and that one you actually start using your clone a lot, and that begins to shine for its ability to go in and disrupt and tank hits. Deal with help take down turrets or other objectives, and of course it's a little suicide bomb thing, whatever of its own, that it can go on if it gets killed in melee, whatever, with some enemies, it'll hurt them a bit. In that one, the shiv doesn't really do a whole lot. It's but not a whole lot. It actually does do some decent damage if you hit people from behind with it, because the backstab damage is still kind of decent. Aside from that, though, once again, you're a tank in this form. And you're not really a full tank anyway. You're still kind of squishy, because all you got mostly on this build is hit points. Then there's my AP build, which is pretty much good, decent damage. You're super squish, though. I mean, you will be deleted like no other if you get caught, so you got to be on that queue, ready to hop away at a moment's notice, or a split second's notice, really. But you get a lot of damage, really fast cooldown reduction on that one as well. I mean, most of these builds you have like 30% cooldown reduction within the first, 15 minutes. So, very good there. But the AP build, it scales decently well into the mid game and into the late game, where you will be doing decent damage with your boxes and with your shiv if you manage to land it, especially from behind. The shiv does scale off AP as well, so there's that. But yeah, otherwise it's been really fun. The primary things you want to do, like say in team fights, drop boxes. Drop boxes in strategic areas where your team can use them. Off to the side of the main lane, so that if it gets pushed back, the minions don't take them. And basically, allow your team to use the boxes to protect themselves. They're like little mini turrets, basically, that will fear people, CC them, whatever. And your team, if they're smart, will make great use of them. You can also drop them, like say if you're in a siege situation, drop them at the gates leading in and out of the the side gates of the base, the enemy base. You can also drop them like in the counter siege setup. You can drop them on either side of the lane, across from the turret, whatever. You can even drop them in the turret, help them take care of the minions, whatever. They're really good like that. Otherwise, it's kind of odd. It's like you wouldn't really think that would work so well as it does, but it really does. And part of it basically is the fact that you're giving your team a tool in the form of your boxes they're placing around the map. Just by doing that, it allows them to feel more comfortable where they're going, because they know that there's something there that's going to help them, even if they're not with the main group. Now, of course, once that little box is gone, they gotta worry for themselves, but it's there. And in the counterpoint, the enemy team becomes so paranoid of your boxes that by the 20-minute mark, they've almost all got sweepers, and there's so many pink wards lying around that you gotta work around that stuff. But yeah, it becomes a nice little mind game of sorts. Really, it's all about disruption. As you see in some of these clips, I actually do quite a lot of disrupting the enemy team, ruining their plans utterly, and it is so much fun. But anyway, sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of these clips, and I'll see you guys next time.
Why so serious?